The fastest show in sports.
Brittney Griner stops a post-game interview on national television to basically go after an official. Okay.
Yes.
Look, it happens. It's the heat of the game. It's the heat of the moment. It's not a big deal.
Ready? Hang on. Here's the comment. Be fucking better.
Well,
Be
okay.
fucking better. I'm just so because I'm not sure how many know, but that was the comment in the middle of a live interview. I think it was CBS, middle of a live interview on CBS. Tells the ref, be fucking better.
Right. She did. She went after him, heat of the moment. Okay. But if that was a male basketball player who turned to an official in the middle, if that was Steph Curry who turned to somebody, and again, Brittney Griner is not Steph Curry. I get that. But I'm just saying if it was an equitable player who in the middle of a live television interview would have turned and said, hey, ref, be fucking better. If it was a male player who said it, I guarantee you this would go away in no time. It'd be no big deal. But because it's a female player, it's getting more heat.
Who says it? Which player says it from the male side?
Okay, I don't know.
Hey, you said Steph. You said Steph. Okay. I'm going to use your example of Steph.
Okay.
Steph, because Steph then comes out and plays babyface and apologizes right away. It goes away.
Right.
And maybe he gets fined. He gets fined for chastising a ref.
Yeah, the NBA will immediately go after him.
If LeBron or Anthony Edwards, I'm trying to pick someone who can be a little bit of a hothead or a little we've had Anthony Edwards on when I was doing games at ESPN Radio, and Anthony Edwards would be the live post-game guest. After a win, Anthony has his mouth can travel, and there's one banned word that every individual knows, but the brothers like calling each other this word, so you guys know the word I'm talking about.
The N-word, get it? Yep.
And he'll throw the N-word out there, and Ant will, but he's happy and he's saying, oh, that's my. But if Ant ever in just being angry, if Anthony Edwards ever said, oh, be fucking better, or LeBron says, hey man, be fucking better. See, I think it lasts. I think it gets bigger, more attention than even this is getting. Actually, I do.
See, but I don't know. I think there's a double standard here. And I think there's a lot. Look, and I read a lot of the social media posts when Brittney Griner said it. And there's a second issue with Griner we'll get to in a moment. But when she said it, people are assaulting her because they're going, oh, you mean we traded for this? We got her out of Russia for this so that she could go ahead and be this kind of a person and she could denigrate the sport.
Hang on. That's the side of people who just don't fucking like, who they don't like. Yeah.
They don't like, people. Come on, say it.
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not saying it, but everyone can figure it out.
Here, I'll go ahead and say it. These are coming from people, either coming from black people or white people or from ever, who have a racial side to it and are seeing it because it's a black female who was involved and she dissed the United States of America. So how could she do it? And they're going to go after her for it. It's a heat of the moment in a game. Players are like this. We want players to be excitable. We want them to be aggressive in how they play. This has been going on for years. It's not. Do you think Brittney Griner is the first athlete who ever played basketball who turned to an official and said, "Hey, be fucking better"?
Right.
You serious?
I'm with you 100%. It's crap. But so because it's Brittney Griner, and I by the way, I totally forgot about it had not occurred to me. You're right. A lot of the heat she will be getting is from those who the racial hangups. They don't like her, especially because of the whole Russia thing.
I've read it. It's all over social media. It's one of the first things I saw on a TikTok and also on an X post where they said, oh, you mean we went ahead and traded a merchant of death for this POS?
Yeah.
We should send her back to Russia. Oh, come on, people. Cut the shit, will you?
By the way, also, those people, the keyboard warriors who will never come out and show themselves in the light of day. They're just trash. Those people are trash. Absolute trash.
My point is, there's a lot of heat being given to Griner because, look, she may not be what a lot of people like in a player. Right. But she said it. It was the emotional side of things. Bust her for it. But the fact that she caught a lot of heat for it, I think it was totally overboard. However, when Brittney Griner fouls out of a game and she's sitting on the bench and the cameras are looking right at her,
Yep.
And she was talking about Caitlin Clark because the foul involved Caitlin Clark on the other side, and Brittney Griner mouths the word. And if you see it, we didn't play it here because, I mean,
Nope.
you can see it from a lot of different places. If you're on podcast, go search it out. Just search out Brittney Griner trash Caitlin Clark,
Yep,
and you'll
there you
see
go.
the video. She mouths the word trash, obviously talking about Caitlin Clark, and then she also spits out effing white girl. You can see it. It's right
Yes.
there where she
Right.
spits the words out, effing white girl. Now, she's taking some heat for that. Imagine, if you will, Caitlin Clark said effing black girl. And the double standard that would hit because it's Caitlin Clark. People, this stuff happens. Not only that, but if the WNBA wants to hammer down on hate speech, okay, let's correlate this another side. You want to slap down on hate speech? Tell one of your best players, and arguably Brittney Griner is still one of their best players in the WNBA. Tell one of your best players, don't make it about race.
Right.
Don't make it about race. That's part of the hate speech right there that you're starting. Although Brittney would come back and say, oh, come on. We say that stuff all the time. She calls me black girl. I call her white girl. It goes back and forth over and over again. Nobody says a thing. It's that tempest in a teapot, that contrived controversy again that we're at, that I think people are looking for, Kevin. And because it's the WNBA and because it's female athletes, oh, women don't talk like that. Are you kidding? Women are not guys. They don't, oh, come on. Grow up.
Competition. It's competition. It's and that's the beauty of competition. You're supposed to be angry at the effing white girl or whoever, if that's what it is. Because guess what? I guarantee the peers, if you're watching it, they go, damn, that white girl good. Damn, that black guy can play. Hang on, ready? Ed, did you ever see Nolan Richardson's induction speech into the Hall of Fame?
I did not. I heard about it, but I did not see it.
You've heard about it. And that's when Nolan Richardson, the former coach at the University of Arkansas, 40 Minutes of Hell, he's listening to a game, and he's listening to a game back in the 70s, and all the play-by-play guy on the radio is saying is bird, 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 and you can Google this, everyone. It's out there. It's incredible. And Nolan Richardson, black man, is thinking, damn, that brother can play. And Nolan Richardson says, so how about my surprise when I open the paper the next morning and there's a picture of Larry Bird and he's white? Yeah, it's the video's incredible. He says,
can you imagine if he were to say that today?
Right. But that's part of it is also at the time, Bird didn't give a shit about race.
No, he never did.
Now race is everywhere. And my point is, people want to make race about everything when the people involved don't give a shit about race, probably.
Well, see, that's all part of it too, because and you hit it right, because whether it's basketball, football, or baseball, specifically basketball or football, college football even, which are predominantly white and black players who are there, if somebody says, that guy's a hell of a black player, look at that white girl play, I mean, they do this all the time. Is it evil? Is it hate speech? No, it's locker room talk. But the problem with it is it gets exposed on national television, and we are in a society right now where we're looking at it saying, how dare you call somebody that effing white girl? You know, I'll bet you Brittney has, I wouldn't doubt it if Brittney has said it to Caitlin's face a few times, and maybe a few more. But to me, it's just no big deal. But because it's the WNBA, and the WNBA is now on a real rise right now, they're being overly scrutinized by so many people. And there's a lot of people scrutinizing them because they're women playing a sport. Come on, I understand that it's getting popularity, but there are still people who downplay the WNBA and denigrate it because it's what they'll say. It's just girls playing basketball, which is complete bullshit. There's some of the best. I think some of the WNBA players are better at skilled play in basketball than some of the NBA players I see. But there's people just doing that because they're denigrating it because it's a woman's sport. It's not a woman's sport. It's a sport. That's it.
I'm with you.
And see, maybe they need to stop calling it women's basketball. It's basketball.
It's just basketball.
It's just basketball, and this shit happens, and players go after each other, and players get angry with each other, and there's going to be some fists thrown sooner or later. Just let it go. But
I'm with you, man.
The WNBA is riding a curve right now, riding a real rise. I find it really interesting where Caitlin Clark is now out for a couple of weeks, and already they're panicking and thinking that the ratings are going to take a huge dive, and they probably will. Because more people are interested in Caitlin Clark than they're interested in other players.
Agree.
She's the best player in the game.
So
I mean, it's the same thing as wanting to see Michael Jordan play.
I was going to say, I was literally going to ask. I was a kid, so I am probably, I'm 9 years old in 1986 when Jordan plays the Celtics on that Easter Sunday and drops 63. And that's also the beginning of when David Stern realized I'm no longer going to promote, and it happened more in the 90s, but I'm no longer going to promote the Celtics and the Lakers. I'm going to promote Michael and the Bulls versus Patrick Ewing and the Knicks. Everything became individualized. Are we watching the WNBA take a page out of the NBA back in the 80s, in which they took one singular star, and they put that star on the mantle and said, we're going to get our entire marketing campaign behind you.
Yes.
We are at that stage, aren't
we? We are without question there, because you have the best player in college basketball history who has come into the pro ranks. You take advantage of every single marketing ploy that you can possibly do. And for the people out there who look at Caitlin Clark and they go, well, I've heard this before. Well, she's a white girl playing basketball, which is mostly black players. So people are really paying attention to her because she's a white girl. Oh, and she's not a lesbian. She has a boyfriend. What does this have to do with anything? Who cares?
Oh, hang on. You want who cares?
She's awesome for crying out loud. You take advantage of it and fly.
You want who cares? Keyboard warrior who thinks their way's the only way.
Keyboard warrior.
Keyboard warrior cares. Trust me.
Well, see, that's what's happening now because the WNBA is out there and getting more attention. You have more keyboard warriors now who are out there paying attention to things like this. Whether it's Caitlin Clark and saying, well, if it was a black player, they wouldn't give her all that kind of attention. Oh, stop.
Agreed.
Oh, stop. That's what the WNBA needs to be going after.
The good news for the WNBA is you're on the rise. Now you're also on everyone's radar. And every now step is going to – I also think everything is going to be scrutinized even more. And the question is, you need the players to come out and say, enough of this shit. Stop, leave us alone. Just let it go. But if that happens, then they're going to get criticized for being too soft. They've almost put themselves in a no-win situation because you're going to need to step perfectly for the next couple of years, and no one can. And no one steps perfectly for that long.
It's an excellent point because the players are still going to have to, and people hate to hear this, but the WNBA players are going to have to toe a line right now.
Yeah.
It's a new line. You're actually getting some amazing attention, amazing attendance. There's money starting to come in here, and everybody is going to profit from it sooner or later, but it's going to take time. And if you screw this up, if anybody does something stupid, then you're going to be hammered, and then the league is going to falter just a little bit. But I don't think that's going to happen as much because the attention on Clark right now is immense. I mean, everybody wants to see her play. And if you think about it, she's not like she doesn't dunk. What does she do? She makes 3-pointers from the parking lot. Yep. And she's tough-nosed, and she gets down there and
it's the new dunk.
Beats it up in the paint.
She shoots the new dunk.
There it is, the new dunk. And I'll tell you, I don't even mind that because dunks kind of get a little boring after a while.
That's a fair point.
That's all, folks.